Today's episode is brought to you by DNA Sports Training. If you or someone you know wants to take their game to the next level, then hit up DNA Sports Training. Visit DNASportsDenver.com to book a training session. We offer specialized sports training from football to track and field and everything else in between. Whether you're an offensive or defensive lineman wanting to get better off the ball, or you're an athlete wanting to improve your speed and overall agility, we have something for you over at DNA. Visit DNASportsDenver.com now and sign up.
Back.
Yo, DNA Sports Podcast, Coach's Lounge, Volume 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's a beautiful night. We're celebrating today, man.
What's the special occasion?
What the special occasion? We know what the special occasion is. Come on, man. It's Dom's birthday. Give it up. Cheers.
Right on, brother.
Yo.
Hey, wouldn't want to celebrate with no one other than you, my brother.
Hey, man, I'm just having fun here. I'm excited to do this little here potty. Come over here and just have a good time, kick back, kind of put our feet down, do a little something different this time.
All right, just don't potty in my.
No, you know, potty, man, like a little podcast, trying to get hip with the lingo, man.
I got kids, bro. I hear potty out, you know.
I mean, but you ain't never heard a kid say we recording a potty, son.
Yes, I have.
I've been doing a potty. I got to go doo-doo in the potty, but never recording a potty.
My DJ literally be like, Dad, you got to record this one. Take a picture, send it to Uncle Frank.
Oh, no. Send him a picture. Like, hey, I found you in the toilet.
Yeah.
How's it going, brother?
It's going good, bro.
Man, happy birthday.
Right on.
I hope
another year down.
Hope you've had a great birthday so far, and just hope you guys had a really good day or whatever, man. I'm just chilling, dude. Just this Crown Royal tasting good, and
yeah,
it's good to see you, man.
Definitely.
You look great.
No, it was a nice chill day, bro. Exactly what I wanted, you know, just to relax and kick it and have the kids, and wifey, of course, cooked some breakfast, cooked some dinner, you know, did it up.
Looks great.
Didn't have to do much. It was a beautiful day, bro.
Yeah, man. I was talking to, can't remember who I was talking to. I was talking to one of the kids as coaching. I think it was at practice or at the meet on Thursday. And we're talking about like birthdays and stuff. And it's like, it's always nice to, on your birthday, be able to do the things you love to do. Yep. And it's like, you know, I was talking, my birthday's coming up too, about a week and a half. And the last, like, I don't know, like 5 out of the last 6 years I've been coaching on my birthday. So it's like, you know, something I enjoy doing. Might as well do it on my birthday and, you know, enjoy what I'm doing that day. Spend time with the family and all that good stuff, man. It's like the best stuff to do on your birthday.
For sure, dude. And got to enjoy you sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, man, a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, you know, we got the NCAA tournament full go, WrestleMania coming up. We're going to talk a little bit about it, talk about the tournament, talk about some underground hip-hop stuff, man, just some stuff that we kind of been talking about over the last few weeks, but we haven't, really dived into some of like our underground stuff and some of the more not so known people in hip hop or what we listen to. So we rapping about that a little bit, man. Of course, got to pour up for Coach's birthday. Track, man, we've been killing it. Had a great weekend in track this week, man. It was it's exciting, dude. Some of these kids are starting to really come into their own, and it's different.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing when you start to see that and hit your stride so early in the season, too.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign, man.
I had to kind of stop and rewind a little bit yesterday. Like, listen, you know, I know it's been a busy week or a busy month, excuse me. We've had like 6 meets already, and we haven't even had 6 weeks in the month yet. So I kind of told him, I know it's been a really busy month, but you guys have made a lot of growth in that month. So I'm excited to see what we do in April and May. We build up for state, bud.
Yeah, those reps, man. That's where you get better is repetition. So,
dude, we always want to go in the weight room, and like the weight room is great. Weight room is great for maintaining stuff when you're throwing during the season. But like, I don't know. I feel like the stuff they want to do in the weight room is kind of like maxing out, and it's kind of past that time. Like, you do that in the off season as you're prepping, you get stronger and all that good stuff. So now it's like a lot of stuff is like technique and repetitions. And so the last couple of weeks we spent a lot of time just throwing.
Yeah.
Not even, I mean, working out, but mostly just throwing. And it's like, get these repetitions in, because once we start getting our technique back, like we're rusty. Once we get all that back, it's just going to be better throws.
Plus, those guys are getting those kind of reps anyway right now, most of them, because they're playing football. So they have off-season workouts with football where they're lifting anyway. So
I'm lucky. A lot of these kids have weight training at the school. You know, they take weightlifting or whatever for their class, and so it's like, all right, you're lifting during the day. Like we don't need to kill you in the evening. Let's get some repetitions. Let's work on the footwork stuff. Let's work on, like I told them, stamina, because when you go to these meets, you're sitting around all day. Like you'll throw at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and then you'll have to wait until the afternoon, usually about noon, 1 o'clock, to throw the other, if you throw shot put in the morning, discus in the afternoon, or vice versa. So a lot of times it's waiting around, it's warming up, cooling off, warming up again, cooling off again. And it's like that with a lot of the sprint events too. So it's kind of teaching these kids how to kind of maintain themselves like that throughout the day and not get too down or too up, too tired, and then wake up. And it's like, you got to really wake them up. Like, come on, it's your event. You got to go. So
they really had to endure one this weekend too, because it was cold out.
Dude, so I woke up. So for Saturday's meet, we were up in Broomfield at the Broomfield Shootout, big tournament, or big meet. Big schools go there, but woke up and it's snowing, and get to Broomfield High School, and there's like, the track is covered in snow, the infield's covered in snow, the discus and shot put rings are covered in snow. So shout out to Broomfield though, they did a remarkable job in getting stuff ready. We just kept our throwers and our distance runners there, because like, conditions don't really like affect them events so much.
Yeah. Like
the jumping events, the sprinting events, you got to have a if it's icy or if it's, sketch, it's a little bit more, and it's like
on slick surfaces.
Yeah. And it's March, we don't want to hurt nobody going into the prime of the season. So we kind of held back on our sprints and our jumps, and just threw my throwers, and had a couple of distance kids. It was cool. We represented.
Yeah, man, they did their thing, you know what I mean? And shouts out to them for putting in that work. Everybody's, paying close attention to you guys, and continue to put in that work, because it's going to pay off in the long run.
Dude, I have two guys that hit 40 for the first time, put themselves in contention for the meet. Actually, one of the guys would have hit a 42-foot throw, but he scratched. Unfortunately, couldn't hold it in.
Yeah.
And but it's a great learning experience, man. He made it to finals. His confidence grew. Like, seeing both of them hit 40 and kind of battle back and forth with each other, because they were in the same flight. It was cool, man. It was a great weekend for that. Great weekend for growth. One of my other guys in discus, he PR'd by like 9 feet. So it's it's good to see the stuff we've been working on starting to kind of come to fruition and starting to get better. So I'm excited, man.
Yeah, that's what's up, dude. Guarantee it. To see those guys out there doing what they got to do is really where it's at.
Pause. Anyhow, we'll flip the script. Get on over to some tourney talk, man. Like,
oh man,
your bracket busted?
Busted.
My been gone since like, I think the first night.
Bro, it's horrible.
For sure, the first weekend.
Everybody's out. Of course, I had Bama to win it.
Me too.
And they're done.
I had Purdue in another one, and they were done in the first round.
Yeah, I have nobody left over that could be any of help to me, really. I can score some little points here and there, but I'm not going to win anything.
So here's some cookies to myself. I had Miami get into the Final Four.
Yeah.
I did have that. But I didn't have them winning after the Final Four, so I can't get any more points on my bracket. So I just donated like $10 for nothing. But, it is what it is. Who do you got? I mean, we got Miami versus UConn in one side, and then we got Florida Atlantic versus San Diego State in the other.
Yeah.
Man.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You know what? The way Florida Atlantic played, bro, and San Diego State played, that's going to be a game to watch. Like, I'm excited to see both of those hungry teams, like, who wants it more. I think it's all about who wants it more in that one. And
I mean, I think to see what I was going to say earlier was like San Diego State can play D.
Yeah. And
to see what they've done to some of the teams that they've played. I think there was a stat, Creighton and Alabama got held to like 5 of something. It was really bad shooting from 3-point range. I mean, they defend the perimeter really well. They're a good team.
Bro, but Florida Atlantic beat Purdue, or had to go through a rough road to get there, bro. They beat Memphis. Then, they had to go through Tennessee. Tennessee's a tough defensive team, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be a good one. And then Miami and UConn, that's going to be another banger on the other side. It sucks to see that the women's ended up the way it did the other night for CU, though.
Yeah,
They were banging, though. They were in the game, but they went up against the best
I was a
in the
good
nation.
team, dude. I was a really good team.
Yeah, and Caitlin Clark is the best in the nation, bro.
Yeah.
That little duo that they call them the law firm.
Yeah.
Her and I forget the center's name, but, bro, they're ridiculous.
Well, and that's what it is too. Is like in college more than anything. Like if you have a good two man game, the 2-person game, like that'll take you far in the tournament. Your guard play is always important. If your best player is your guard, like that's going to take you a long ways in the tournament right there. It's kind of changing a little bit, but it's still very much so the same. I mean, that's how you see teams like Kansas State make it through as far as they did. You mentioned Florida Atlantic. I give props to Cinderella. They made it to the Final Four.
But they're done.
I think they're done. San Diego State is just they're good on the perimeter, man. Let me ask you a question before we talk UConn Miami. Okay. They were on the radio when I was on my way over here. They were talking about how UConn Miami is kind of like the national title game, and they're not giving respect to San Diego State and Florida Atlantic. Like, what do you think about that? Do you think they should like reseed the Final Four? Like,
No.
so you'd be like a new
No, because, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, like, it's a tournament. It's a bracket. And San Diego State and Florida Atlantic did what they had to do to get there.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
it's not their fault that no one took them out yet.
Right.
That they made it to where they made it to. Like, just let it play out how it plays out. What if they beat everybody? Everybody's sleeping on them. What if one of those teams is going to be crowned national champ?
Right. And I think just the argument was like to have a better matchup in the NCAA championship game, but you don't know because San Diego State or Florida Atlantic can come through and play the winner of that other game and give them a really good, game, and it'd be a good matchup anyway. I think they're more. they're more talking about on like radio or TV ratings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but San Diego State just beat Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
You know what I mean? Like, they just beat Alabama, so, like, why would they even be in question? I can see if Florida Atlantic makes it.
Because-
they'd be like, oh, well,
so the question would be like, all right, so
they beat Tennessee. So,
that's what but at the same time though, like if these teams, like if San Diego State and Alabama played 10 times, how many times San Diego State went?
yeah, but that's the beauty of a tournament.
One and done?
It's not a series, right? We're not
Yeah.
talking about 7-game series. We're not talking about anything else. Like,
You got to be
it's
the
not
best
even-
that day.
It's not even the BCS playoff like you have in football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's truly a bracket. And
Well, and that's why people love the NFL playoffs so much, is because it's a one and done kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to be your best every day, and if you're not your best that one day, you can get bounced.
yeah,
So-
exactly.
All right.
You know what? If they had multiple choice in boxing, then we would never have the Rocky sequels. We would never have the Gotti Ward trilogy.
Okay.
Like, great things have came out of one and done.
I think they're more like
Bounce.
they complain about it more of like the ratings.
complain.
You know what I mean? On TV, like what's gonna look good on TV, like.
Their
is-
bottom dollar.
But this is the NCAA tournament. How many people are tuning into this anyway, dude? You get people in their office pools, checking in on this thing. Like it's not like it's like the Super Bowl. All eyes are on it, right? So it doesn't matter who's playing in the final. All eyes are going to be on the NCAA tournament. Everyone's going to be watching on Monday. There's nothing else to watch on Monday. You're going to be watching the NCAA championship, right? Like, so does it really matter who's playing in the final?
No, I'm gonna be watching it anyway. I'm gonna be tuned in regardless of who's playing. And I'm actually, since I don't have a dog in the race, I'm hoping for the guy who's the lower
The
seed
underdog,
to win.
dude.
You know what I mean? So
feel
let's
you.
go Florida Atlantic, San Diego State. All them haters, all them naysayers, all them, they don't believe you should be there. Show them why you should. Let's go.
Dog, I'm going San Diego State, and
I ain't mad at it.
And you know the reason why I'm going San Diego State is they had just a little bit tougher route to get here than Florida Atlantic did. If you remember, Florida Atlantic played Fairlane Dickinson, right? And they beat Purdue. That was the 16 seed that beat Purdue.
Yeah.
No knock on FDU, but let's be real.
But they beat Purdue.
That one game.
Yeah.
Right,
Hey,
but I'm just
again,
saying though. Let's
that's
be
the
real.
beauty
though.
of a bracket,
Who's-
though.
No, but I'm
That's
saying
the beauty.
the beauty of the bracket doesn't change the fact of like this team's better than this team.
Hey,
right?
Line it up again next year, and we'll see.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
They've had a tougher route though, because I don't think FDU's as tough as even Furman was, and I definitely don't think Tennessee. Okay, Tennessee got some pushback, but Tennessee isn't Alabama.
Did you watch the Tennessee and Florida Atlantic game? That was a good game, bro.
I'm not doubting it was.
It was a good game.
What I'm saying is that the route wasn't as tough. Go Aztecs. Also because the black Aztec jersey with the red Aztecs across the chest looks dope as shit.
No, listen, I'm not hating on San Diego State. Like,
yeah, you are.
No, I don't think I ain't hating on them, so I'm not mad at that. But I don't know, the Miami UConn game. I don't know who I got in that one.
I'm gonna go Canes. Although UConn is beating the crap out of everybody.
I think I'm going Huskies.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if UConn won the whole damn thing.
But in all honesty, everybody I picked so far, my bracket's busted, so maybe the team don't want me to pick them.
Dude, UConn's like a double-digit margin of victory right now in the tournament, and it was like closer to 20-point margin of victory over everybody they played. They've just ran through the tournament, man. I really wouldn't be surprised if UConn made it all the way through, dude. Like they're a tough team, and they playing a tough conference that every year puts out good competition. So I wouldn't be surprised if UConn has found their magic elixir to get through to the end. But I'm going Aztecs, man. I want them to win the whole damn thing now.
Yeah. Hey, and there's a close game going down right now. It's at halftime, Louisville and Iowa for the women and the women's. And it's at halftime, 48-43. Iowa is leading that game. It's
crazy that like UConn's been bouncing the women's. There's a bunch of really good teams that have got an early exit, man. It's wild. You don't usually see that. Usually the women's bracket or the women's tournament, excuse me, it always comes down to that one seed all the way through on all four fronts. But it's crazy how Miami's gotten through this far. They lost to LSU this today. So they're out of the tournament, but it's crazy to see how many in that particular region got through.
Mm-hmm. South Carolina is a good team, so that South Carolina-Maryland game, that's going to be a great game. That goes down tomorrow night.
I got South Carolina.
Yeah, I think South Carolina is going to pull through on that.
They're just good, man.
But honestly, bro, I think if Iowa could get through this Louisville game, I think they should be able to be one of the top contenders to win the national title, in my opinion. Again, Caitlin Clark is just, I think, one of the best players in the nation right now. But Ohio State and Virginia Tech are both two good teams in their own right. So
yeah, you don't get a number one seed in this tournament by just being okay. Yeah. I think Virginia Tech's a really solid team. I'm interested to see what happens with that game. I think probably the cream will rise to the top, and Tech will take that one. I wouldn't be surprised to see South Carolina and Iowa. That's the seed. We were just talking about changing the seeding. That would have been a great championship matchup. Sometimes them good matches, they come early. Fortunately for the women's side, though, they still got a couple of really good teams in LSU, and then the winner out of Virginia Tech, Ohio State, that could match up on that other side. But I was rooting for Colorado. Iowa beat them, so now it's like I hope Iowa.
Colorado was up at half. It was a great game, dude. Like, they played good enough to win. It was just down the stretch they made a few little bad choices. Yeah. And Iowa capitalized, and they were a good team, bro. Again, Caitlin Clark, I think she had over 30 points. She was killing it.
Great experience.
Yeah.
Great experience. I mean, they had a legitimate run. They'd have won that game. They would have got through to somewhere they haven't been for a long time, man. They had a legitimate run at it. So,
and this was one of the best CU teams in a long time, honestly. So shout out to them and those seniors that are, this is their final hoorah, but, they did what they had to do, and they're going to go down in history as one of the better CU teams that we've seen in a really long time.
For sure, especially in recent history. Has anything obviously, it's like some of the early upsets in the tournament for the men's side. Has anything kind of surprised you?
Everything.
Every year you wonder, like, who's it going to be?
Not everything, but, I mean, we talked about it at the beginning of the segment, right? We talked about Florida Atlantic and San Diego State. Maybe not San Diego State so much.
Right.
Because they have been a team that year after year you're seeing them, go further and further in the tournament, right? But Florida Atlantic came out of nowhere,
Yeah,
bro,
for sure.
And all of a sudden they're there. So
Transfer portal though, man. Like on that team, they got a lot of transfers. I think on Miami. Miami's a big transfer portal team. Like they've got a lot of transfers that come over, so it's wild to see the transfer portal really start to work itself into college basketball. And I mean, I had no problem with it. I think it's dope. We'll see what happens with the Final Four. Like I said, I'm excited to see San Diego State I agree with you. You know, Florida Atlantic wins it. I'm not going to be upset. I'm definitely rooting for the underdog. I root for the underdog all the time, though. I think that Purdue going down though is probably like you don't see 16s go down.
But will Florida Atlantic make everybody April Fools on April 1st?
Why are you going to bet them?
Hey, no, I'm saying everybody's going against them. So the joke's
I get it.
The joke's on everybody else.
No, because they're not going to be there.
No, that's the day of the game.
Oh,
the
I'm
Final
thinking
Four game is the first
Saturday. Yeah,
So they're gonna beat San Diego State.
No, they're not. But
everybody's hating on them, and then they'll be playing on the 3rd. Let's go, locking it in right now. Florida Atlantic, you're taking San Diego State. I'm just rocking with them because you're not. That's some hater type.
So who do you got them going up against? I'm sorry.
The Huskies.
You going to UConn, so you're going to go completely opposite of me.
Completely opposite of you.
All right, fuck it.
I'm going with the Huskies because I'm going with the Huskies.
All right. So who's winning that? You got Florida Atlantic winning that game?
I got Florida Atlantic winning it all.
What's the score? Too much or too little? Too much to think about right now.
Nah, it's going to be a close one, but I'm going to say Florida Atlantic 68 and UConn 64.
So the Final Four is in Houston, right? And I want the Final Four to have that beach vibe to it. Okay. So that's why I'm going San Diego State, Miami, right?
Okay.
And San Diego State going to put the lockdown on Miami, and it's going to be 62 to 57.
Okay.
Free throws at the end to kind of separates them a little bit.
I see Florida Atlantic making a lot of their perimeter shots in that championship game. That's why I said it's going to be a little higher score.
Should we make the Florida Atlantic San Diego State game a little interesting?
We could.
What do you want to do?
Whatever.
What do you want to do?
Didn't we bet something recently?
And you lost probably.
No, it hasn't even happened.
What do we bet?
I don't know.
Dog, we need a ledger.
We have it.
Where?
On the podcast. I'm
we
pretty
do.
sure we bet.
You have to go back and listen to the last episode.
Yeah. But anyway, March Madness has been madness, but it's almost over.
Yep.
And it's almost April.
It's almost April.
We're creeping around the block. And speaking of around the block, there's a great place.
Yo, shout out to Icon Sales. Right around the corner from where we at right now, 74th and Federal. And get over there, see my boy Mario. If you got some living room, dining room, bedroom needs, need some new furniture, maybe you want to do a little upgrade, got your tax money in, you want to go see the man, get an upgrade on the TV or something, go hit up Icon Sales. They got great programs going on. Yo, I can own now. That's what Icon stands for. It's crazy. I love the acronyms. You could own it now. Hit up Icon Sales, see my boy Mario, see his great staff up there. Shout out also to Icon Boxing. I cower over no one. Yeah. They were up in Mount Princeton this weekend, killing it, man, doing their thing. Shout out to their boxers. Shout out to Icon Boxing. Shout out to my boy Mario and everything they're doing over there. Make sure you show up, show some love, get in the door and get you something new.
Hey, and keep your eyes open and your ears listening because something is going down soon. All right, we're not going to spoil it. We're not going to say anything, no teasers, but keep your eyes open and your ears listening.
Dom, you know who I also want to give a shout out to?
What up?
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
DNASportsDenver.com.
That's right.
Make sure you go hit up DNASportsDenver.com right now. Cop yourself some merch. Cop yourself a training session. Go sign up. Get your kid in there. Get your nephew, your nieces, your uncles, your cousins, whoever wants to get some training in.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, all our social media, Twitter, YouTube. Get over there on our social medias, man. Follow us, share us, like us, interact with us. If you ever want to get on the program, have a question for us for the mailbag, we do a mailbag at the end of the day after every episode. Hit up DNASportsDenver.com/AskDNA. Excuse me. Hop up in the mailbag and let's get it popping.
Hey, and make sure you go and listen to the podcast on all streaming platforms.
Bam.
Amazon, Apple, Spotify, wherever you're at, that's where we're going to be. Just press play and listen to me.
Whoa, he's freestyling over here. So, Dom, let me ask you a question, bro.
What up?
Can I get some more ice in this motherfucker?
You can. Just a second.
Not hold down the fort while you do it.
Yes, sir.
Is that
'Cause
cool?
I need some too.
Because we need to get more of this Crown Royal popping over here. So I just want to make sure we can pop these drinks up and get
do
it
it.
popping over here. You know what I mean? Like, yo, DNASportsDenver.com though. Like I mentioned, we got a lot of new stuff coming out. Working on some things like as far as like a new shirt design. And haven't brought nothing out yet just because it's still new. So once we get that popping, once we get that going, man, we'll make sure we hit that out to you guys. Also, Dom just got blessed with this beautiful ass camera. So we're going to have some more visuals coming through. Definitely get some more training sessions recorded and locked in. So again, for the update and all that stuff, DNASportsDenver.com. Make sure you get locked in on that. But like I said, man, we about to hop into some WrestleMania 39. It's going to be some great action. So here comes Dom back over here now with that ice, though. Shoot. And it's a little bit different, man. Like I said, Coach's Lounge Volume 2, celebrating my brother Dom over here and his, I think it's like his 13th, 21st birthday or something like that, or 14th, 21st birthday or something like that.
That's right.
I don't know how you do it. I'm going on my, I got to do the math real quick. I'm going on my 19th, 21st birthday.
Nah, honesty is the best policy, and I'm 24.
I was like getting ready to hear like, oh, this dude's about to be honest.
Nah, I'm 37.
37.
Just kidding. 36. You don't believe me still? I'm 36.
Dude, when I was 36, let me tell you.
Hey, WrestleMania is going down. My kids right now are with Coach Athena. Shout out to Coach Athena.
What up, Coach? What is school with Athena?
Did you?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, but they're over at the wrestling event tonight over at Ball Arena having a good time.
Sick.
And WrestleMania is right around the corner, and that's what we're here to talk about next. So what do you think, man? There's a lot of exciting bouts going down at WrestleMania. We got Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. You know,
Yeah.
For a lot of you guys who don't know who Cody Rhodes is,
That's an OG, man.
he's Dusty Rhodes. If you don't know who Dusty
The
Rhodes
American
is,
Dream,
the
bud.
American Dream, you know, all comes from a long
lineage
of wrestling.
Dude, I
greats.
used to always, like before I knew, I used to always think he was Dustin Rhodes' son.
Gold
I didn't
Dust.
realize they were brothers.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I thought he was his son. But yeah, that's the family. Goldust, Dustin Rhodes. I mean, I remember before he became Goldust when he was just Dustin Rhodes. But the American Dream, though, dude, like I was watching some old WWF and then some old when he went over to WCW, and he hopped the train over to NWO too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, man, American Dream, dude. He used to be fun.
And then you got John Cena coming back, and he's going up against Austin Theory,
Okay.
Rhea Ripley, and Charlotte Flair. That'll be a banger.
That'll be a banger for sure.
You know, Rhea Ripley is I don't know. Do they consider her the 10th wonder of the world? I mean, I know China was the 9th wonder of the world. I don't know if they do. I forget. I don't follow that closely, but you know that should be a great match there too. It's gonna be exciting, man. WrestleMania is always a time to get around the TV and enjoy it. If you love wrestling, then you're gonna be.
We're just talking about like the NCAA tournament and like in the Super Bowl, like all eyes on them events. WrestleMania is that
Same
event
exact
too.
thing.
It's that event too. It's always transcended all athletics, like all even like culture, like
Yeah.
pop culture, right? Like there's always somebody at WrestleMania showing up. Football players, actors, boxers.
Will we see a Paul brother?
There
You
we
know
go.
what I mean? Like, you don't know if a Paul brother's going to pop out. You never know what's going to happen at WrestleMania. You never know what's going to happen tonight
Dude,
before WrestleMania. So a lot could transpire before WrestleMania and then make the show even that much more exciting.
it's wild that it's 2 nights now.
Yeah.
It's not just one night anymore, dude. It was a
whole
big
event.
event when it was one day. Now it's a freaking 2-day event.
Can you imagine, though, if it was 2-day events back in the day, bro? Back, like, you know, when you have Hogan and
Dude,
Andre the
12-year-old
Giant.
me right now, bro.
Bro, all those ones with Taker just
Yeah.
consistently staying on his streak of
Dude.
wins at WrestleMania. Like,
Dude,
it would be crazy. Would the Taker have such a long streak if
Yeah,
he
'cause he's
had
not
to
going to
wrestle.
wrestle both nights.
Who says?
I mean, you're right.
Who's to say? And
You're
who's
right.
to say,
Mr.
bro?
McMahon says what Mr. McMahon says. It's funny that he's back in the swing of things, huh?
Yeah.
I
Hey,
mean, we talked about that early on.
it's the same thing with Kanye.
Yeah.
He's back in the swing of things too.
Did you see? He said something stupid that he likes Jews again because of. Fuck, I forgot it. I should pull up the quote, but yeah, he's back into.
Don't misquote when
Don't misquote Kanye.
Don't get us canceled.
Not.
when you refer to. Don't do it, Coach.
Oh, dude, did you see Chappelle's little roast of him a few weeks back on Saturday Night Live?
No, but did you watch the Chris Rock episode?
I did. What
What
did you think
about that?
I thought it was funny.
It was
all
all right. I
mean,
think it had some dry spots. It had some good.
I think
humor.
like it kind of got like in the middle before it got on the Will Smith story.
Yeah.
Like it kind of got a little flat. Like the beginning was real good. It was real punchy. I don't know. I
I
love
think
Chris
there
Rock.
was some truth and some humor to the Will Smith situation too.
True that.
Honestly,
He it's funny because like he kind of reused a couple jokes midway through there and kind of repurposed them, which I'm not mad at him. So here, let me get it right. Kanye West returns to Instagram with a post about Jonah Hill. So he said he likes Jews again
Oh,
because
I
he
did
saw
see this.
Jonah Hill's movie, dog.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I don't know why they listen to him.
hey,
When take what he take. I mean, I get he got a lot of influence, but like,
but we were having this conversation the other day when I went to go get a haircut. Like, bro, at the end of the day, like, you can't have Yeezys without Kanye. And
Yeah.
they knew what they needed, so they had to bring him back. Like you can take Yeezy out of it, change the name, put it out under a different name, and it's
Yeah.
still not going to sound the same,
no.
bro.
Well, no, and Adidas lost a lot of money.
They lost a ton
lot
of money, so
in
they
that.
had to recoup, and they knew where, at the end of the day, their money revenue was going. Like Adidas without Kanye
Yeah.
loses to Nike.
So what does that say about Adidas, though?
They were a dying breed without Kanye.
But I mean,
Jesus walked all over Adidas, and now they're surviving.
I just
Jesus
it
walks.
throws me
Adidas
wild.
was
Dude.
dying.
It throws me for a loop, dude, because like they bashed this dude. They bashed him, and I'm not trying to justify anything he said, and like whether or not he was bashed justfully is not for me to decide. But like now all of a sudden they're gonna go ahead and be like, yo, slowly they're trying to get back in there to make that money back.
Business is business at the end of the day.
It is.
You know what I mean? And we all have to be accountable for what we say at the end of the day as well. And we're not all innocent to saying some shit that is a little out of character at times.
Can we just get back to letting people say stupid shit, and then we can be smart enough to be like, that was stupid shit. I'm definitely not. Like, where did it change where we can't, where people say stupid shit and it's like people take it literal, or people think that people don't have the mind to be like, this guy's an idiot?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, comedy isn't even comedy no more, right? You can't even say certain things in comedy without getting slapped on stage. So, like, who
Dude,
knows? I mean,
I'm gonna go see. I'm going to a comedy show on
I
Saturday.
dare you to go slap the comedian.
Shane
Just
Gillis.
walk up there for
I
no
like
reason.
Shane Gillis. That
So
fucker's
what?
funny, dude.
Be like, keep my wife's name out your mouth and slap him. And he doesn't even know. The joke can even not be
He
about
hasn't
your
even
wife.
got into his set
He
yet.
didn't even say nothing about Salah. You just go up there and be like, keep my wife's name out your mouth and give him a slap, bro.
Nah, because you see that dude that tried to get Chappelle? They beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, but do you think they're going to have the same luck with you? Probably not. It's going to be a little bit more interesting of a fight.
They might just shoot my big ass.
Hey, well,
Well,
if not, it'll be great content, coach. So,
like Gisela, record this.
yeah.
Storm up. Keep my wife's name out your.
Bro, can you imagine? He wouldn't even know what you're talking about. He'd be so surprised.
What
Like,
the fuck is wrong with this
dude
big
is-
bastard?
something's wrong with this dude. You need to be on WrestleMania with that type of act.
Nah, dude, I don't think I can do it. I think I'd get scared. I think I would fold. I'd be like, oh shit, I'm going back to my seat. Nah, man, I don't want to go ruin that. But WrestleMania 39.
Going down.
Let me ask you a question.
What's up?
Because you've been watching wrestling a long time, right? And I know you don't watch as much now as you used to, and either do I. But what's your all-time favorite WrestleMania moment or match? Or both?
Wow.
By the way, cheers.
Favorite WrestleMania moment or match? Let me see.
It's hard to narrow it down to one, because I was thinking the same thing, trying to narrow it down to one. I have several. Like,
I don't know. I can't think.
one of my favorite matches, Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I was a
good
kid.
match.
I was a big Warrior fan. I was a Hogan fan too, but like the Warrior was the shit to me. And then when they met up at championship in WrestleMania 7,
Yeah.
dude.
Was I'm trying to think. Was any of the Triple H and Mankind bouts on WrestleMania?
Bro, you're gonna have to Google that shit. That machine's sitting right to the left of you right there, bro.
Yeah.
You know which one I did like was, I think it was WrestleMania like 12 or 13, whereas maybe it was 12. Maybe it might even been fucking 10. Jesus Christ. Bret Hart versus Stone Cold, the I Quit match.
Yeah.
Remember that one where Stone Cold's face is all freaking bloodied up and whatnot?
Yeah, no, you know what, bro? Like, a lot of them, honestly, there was a lot of great WrestleMania matches, but a lot of the matches that I like to see were, like, a lot of the ones that were a little probably too gruesome to be on WrestleMania, and they were on a different pay-per-view card. Again, a lot of
Like the Hell in the Cell kit matches?
a lot of the Mankind's bouts against Triple H, him against the Taker, you know, but you mentioned Hogan. He had Rock and Hogan. Did you say anything about
Oh,
Rock
that
and
was
Hogan?
that was like when Hogan and them came back to WWE, right?
Yep.
Like the whole, like in the NWO style?
NWO and everybody came back, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That was a good one. And then you had Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels in WrestleMania.
Oh, the
12.
Iron Man match.
Yep. That was a great match. So, I mean,
That was like the first time Michaels had won the title too, right? The WWE title or WWF title at the time.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a great match. That was like the 60-minute match. That was a good one. That's when he came flying in from the Raptors with the freaking with the harness and shit. That was like the first time I seen a wrestler do that.
Seeing the Brock Lesnar thing with the tractor, I was looking for that because I thought that was WrestleMania, but that wasn't WrestleMania either. That must have been SummerSlam, where Brock Lesnar, just recent years, picked up the whole entire ring with the big tractor. I think that was SummerSlam. Yeah. So, you know, they have so many of these events, and I'm so old now.
So out of touch.
You know, and out of touch that I'm forgetting.
I think one of them was Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle, when like they were talking about it the other day, when that's when Brock Lesnar like did that somersault flip to like land on him and landed on his head, like on his own head and shit, almost broke his neck, dude.
Oh yeah,
that's wild.
It's crazy how many when you think about like the history of WrestleMania, but then you look at all these WrestleMania events.
Yeah.
And John Cena's in a lot of them, bro. John Cena has been a big part of the culture.
He really has.
You know, he's just as big as The Rock. You know, him and The Rock had their big feud. You know,
like my son's whole generation is John Cena.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you watched the WWE Rivals at all?
No.
Dude, you have to watch WWE Rivals. I forget what channels they come on, but they talk about John Cena and The Rock kind of feud.
Okay.
How wrestling and movies and everything, how they kind of compete with each other on camera, but also behind the scenes.
Makes sense, yeah. Dude, since we're on the subject of like other shows about wrestling, we were I was watching this thing on Hulu. It's called The Dark Side of.
Oh yeah.
And they have one, Dark Side of the Ring. Yo, I watched the Warrior one because, you know, obviously Warrior's always been my favorite wrestler growing up and whatnot, dude. That's a good show. That's a good a program, a good series, dude. Like that Warrior one was nuts. There's shit that I didn't even know about that. And dude, it's a great series.
Yeah, I mean, I just watched a documentary on China too. I brought her up earlier, but I watched
she's on
documentary
that Behind the Road Springs
about
too.
her life and what she was dealing with, and you know, everybody, you know, just thinks that just what you see on camera is really their life, and behind the scenes they have a whole different life that we don't even know nothing about.
We just know the scripted part of their life, right?
And we don't appreciate what they do.
Yeah,
for
they're
us,
actual
you know
entertainers. They're actors in live motion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and who are acting out this total different life.
Yeah,
putting their body on the line.
And then when they go out in public, people don't see them as freaking, you know, who they are.
Yeah, they're not method actors.
Yeah,
they have to go back to
like,
life.
oh, that's Triple H. Look over there, that's Triple H. You know, like.
Yeah.
It's funny. I googled, you know, greatest WrestleMania moments, or matches. You know who Bleacher Report has is the number one? WrestleMania 13, Bret Hart versus Stone Cold in the I Quit match.
Yeah,
dude, they're beating the hell out of each other back then, dude.
Austin was legit, bro. Like that whole 316 era when Stone Cold was
When he
just
busted
like,
on at the King of the Ring,
he
says
just
316
did not-
says, "I'll kick your ass."
yeah, he was the shit, bro. Like every kid wanted to be like Stone Cold. Like that was just a whole different era. during
The
wrestling.
Attitude
It was-
Era,
it
right?
was
He
great,
ushered that
yeah.
in, dude. He ushered the Attitude Era in,
Definitely
and
did.
that was it was a wild time, dude. I remember because like there was nothing really like
Remember Steve Austin and his red tights back in the day, like
Stunning Steve Austin.
Stunning Steve Austin. He went from Stunning Steve Austin to Stone Cold. I'll whoop your ass.
Yeah, yeah. He was in WCW as Stunning
Yeah.
Steve Austin.
Yeah.
My goodness, they don't care where they take this thing.
I love the commentary.
Months and months of frustration from Stone Cold Steve Austin. These two men.
Jim Ross, dude, like he was the GOAT too,
Yeah.
bro.
Definitely go.
Man, shout out, brother.
WWE. shout
Great
out.
day, dude.
Great day, birthday. Right on to my brother coming down, enjoying this, putting a nice cap on what a great day this was.
The nightcap
Another episode.
with some caps.
Put some caps.
No cap.
No cap.
I tell you what, dude, them little freaking spear ice cubes. That's where it's at.
It is, definitely. Hey, what are you into right now, brother? We're on to WrestleMania. That's coming up soon, but we're moving past it.
I'm into
What are you
life.
listening to? Like, what are you going to put on and listen to tomorrow while you're at work?
The DNA Sports Podcast, episode 28.
That's right. I know that's right, because that's what I'm going to do, too. I'm going to listen to this again, and I'm like, damn.
No,
You should have left the crown down, because...
Nah, it's a good time. I don't know, man. I listen to a lot of different stuff, dude. I know we wanna touch on some things, but I've been putting together so what I did do is I've been putting together new set playlists, right? Kind of just like some shit that I want to listen to when I'm getting my mind right, when I'm getting ready to go. So I have a wide variety of things on there. I have like from hip hop to like reggae on it, dude. Like just a bunch of different stuff. So I would say though, like a lot of underground stuff, a lot of like Nipsey Hussle, some Slim Thug, just a bunch of different stuff. So it led me to hit you up, and I was like, "Yo, Don, why don't we talk about?" So we talked about the Billboard top 50 or top 100 or whatever it was. We talked about our favorite rappers or top 5 or whatever, but we don't ever talk about. It's always about mainstream. We don't ever talk about like some of our underground. We talk a little bit about battle, and I would put battle in an underground category because, obviously like. It's not mainstream music. So my question to you, like, what's your favorite underground hip hop artist or album or song or all three?
See, it's kind of bad right now because, like, I think the person that I'm gonna say, or the two people that I'm gonna say, I kind of been talking about the last few podcasts, but they're also, I think they're right in between underground and starting to really pop to where people know them. But Mozzie and Sue Surf, bro. Mozzie does a lot of great things. Right, unfortunately, right now he's doing a little bid. But they have some of the best songs, bro, that are just like I relate to. I hear what they're saying. You know what I mean? They talk about, kind of going through not the easiest situation, living in the best environments. You know what I mean? And getting out of that. Songs like "I Ain't Perfect," great song from Mozzie. There's a lot of them, but there's also a new album out. A new dude that I've kind of been hip to is Rucci, and he has a new album out called Notorious. So I'm gonna go check that out, listen to it. I do know Rucci from a few other tracks and a few other people's projects where he was featured on, and he's a great artist. So he's out of Inglewood, California, I believe, same place as Mac 10.
Nice.
But I'm gonna check him out and check out his new album again. It just dropped, Notorious, so go check it out. It's streaming on all platforms.
I need to get right because I haven't been chasing down new music lately.
See, and that's
bro.
what I'm on, because I seen you. See, you stay true to the roots, right?
Yeah,
you listen to
but-
a lot of you stay true to people that we've known for years, and you continue to support them. When I'm looking for other things, I feel like I'm kind of not supporting
I think you could do
them
both
at the
though.
same time. I know, but I'm not.
I think you should do both.
I should.
Like I think you should. I'm lacking on chasing it down though. Like I've been chasing, like Coast Contra, probably the newest cats I chased down, and I went down that rabbit hole, and I fucks with Coast Contra heavy. They're dope. Like
Yeah.
they're dope, and I can't wait for them to come back out. I missed them when they came out here to Red Rocks back in October, but I can't wait for them to come back out here because I'm definitely there. But you know, I don't know, man. Like I kind of stopped chasing a lot of new music, dude. Like I got old.
Yeah.
In a sense, in terms of like what I'm chasing down to listen to.
Yeah. It's different. It's hard.
Yeah.
You really have to be patient because some of the music that I listen to sometimes, like on first take, I didn't really like.
Do you like a lot of trap hip hop?
I do.
Yeah.
I do listen
I
to
don't
some
mind
of the
it.
trap, some of the drill music now I listen to. Like, honestly, bro, like, I try to open my ears to everything and really listen to what they're saying. That's what I do first. Like, I'll try to ignore the song, how they ride the beat, everything, and listen to the lyrics.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, all right, are they riding the beat? Do they ride? I break it down, bro. And some songs, you know, just get played and never played again. And some songs get into the playlist.
Dude, some trap songs got some really good beats to them, so it's hard to like pass them. Like I've been bumping some Migos lately on the playlist. I got some Migos on my playlist, dog. I never thought I'd say that shit, but I got some Migos on my playlist, and it's only because that shit be banging in my car.
Bro, do you watch? Vita's gonna be so mad that I can't think of it right now. It's a Jimmy Kimmel show.
Oh, is that the like freestyling in the car or some shit like that?
Nah, they're in the. They go there. And
I don't
they
think
play
that's
a
Jimmy
bunch
Kimmel.
of different games. Is it not Jimmy Kimmel?
No, the one I'm thinking of, I don't think it's Jimmy Kimmel. But
Jeez, I'm gonna Google it.
see, look, there you go. No, dude, I felt, I don't know. I felt like I wasn't giving a lot of shit a listen to fairly, right? Like you could listen to some stuff and be like, you know what, this ain't for me. But I felt like some of the stuff, especially some of the new rappers out, like I wasn't giving it a fair pass.
Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But the new Jimmy Fallon show, he does this skit. It's a game where he had Quavo, he had Chance the Rapper, French Montana. They were all competing, but he did this one called Nonsense Karaoke. Have you checked it out?
Nah.
You should check it out. Pull it up. Quavo performs Little John's Get Low.
Here we go, right here. Hold on here. I got it right here. Let's see. Wait, this is a fun part of having the computer hooked up over here. We'll see what Spotify think about this.
This is
shit.
hilarious, bro. Check the show out if you haven't seen it.
Pull the mic, let's see what you get, bud.
So, hold on, pause it real quick. So the premise of this, right, is he's gonna give them a song.
Okay.
And the song is he's gonna have to perform the song, but
Okay.
the lyrics in the song have totally been shifted to totally random words, and they're just gonna feed him a bunch of nonsense. But he has to perform it in the same melody and tempo as the original song.
Oh, so they're fucking with the lyrics.
Yeah, so check it out.
All right, let's see. Nonsense
Okay, you got
karaoke,
nonsense
huh?
Karaoke. Here we go. You got this.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to sing a well-known song, but the lyrics have been replaced with total nonsense. Oh, let's see what song it will be.
That's easy to do on a Little John song, though.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a little bit easy.
Well, and he's from Atlanta, so he
Yeah,
should be
you
able
get
to
crunk with that shit.
Whatever
Get in those
lyrics you know,
pockets.
forget about it. These are all nonsense. Okay, just go over it and it'll be right on the teleprompter in front of you. Good luck.
I don't even know the lyrics to Get Low. Get low, get low. At the mall. Hey, you killing it.
Yeah.
In a shop. Oh, what the fuck?
jam.
It's all clean.
That's hilarious, bro. That was a great show. So she turned me on to that show. We watched a few episodes. It was Patty.
So that's an
LaBelle.
actual show?
It's a show, bro. So go check
Okay,
it
so
out.
I thought it was like on, because I've seen him do this before, and I thought it was on his Tonight Show.
No, it's an actual show. It's called That's My Jam.
That's my jam. That's tight, dude. That's
Yeah,
tight.
check it out. It's already on the 3rd season, maybe, or 2nd season. I don't know, but it's dope. It's
Dude,
dope.
that
Check
was
it
cool.
out.
That was cool. Getting back to it. So you named some, we're talking about trap hop, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's why I like listening to Slim Thug a little bit.
Yeah, that's
You
why
know.
I was like, you still listen to the dudes that we grew up listening
Yeah.
to. Essentially, like I haven't even heard Slim Thug in a long time.
Oh,
So
he's
the
still
fact that-
putting out
The
hits.
fact that he's still doing it now, you put him on your list. I'm gonna go check him out.
So as a
tomorrow.
matter of fact, that was my Get Right album when we went and played our 2-game jamboree
Yeah.
up there at Ralston Valley. That was what was in my track, dude. That's what got me amped that day, man. Like, I mean, he makes grown man trap music, right?
Yeah.
Immortal Technique.
Yep.
It's another one, bro. Like, and it's hard to call him underground because he's known worldwide over.
Yeah,
Same thing with
but
Slim Thug.
I think he would prefer to be.
He's not
referred-
mainstream.
He would prefer to be referred to as underground.
Yeah, he doesn't have a message for the mainstream
To
for the
be
mainstream
honestly,
viewer.
I think Technique might be the underground king.
He might be. He might be. I mean,
Cause Tech Nine went.
I was gonna say, do you consider
mainstream.
Tech Nine underground still?
Nah, Tech Nine's.
You think he's mainstream?
Mainstream, kinda to me,
He a little bit. He's always been FTI though.
but he really went like
Yeah.
kind of mainstream.
He did
on
go
a few
commercial.
tracks.
He went
bro.
on. He was playing on
commercial, like-
107.5. Boy, that fragile. That played. Which I was surprised they took that song on there.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
And then
I mean,
Hood So
that would be
Crazy.
the only one, really, right?
Well, they got Hood So
For
Crazy.
longevity purposes, like who else would you say?
Oh, for the Underground King, like that.
And it depends, right? You're talking about lyrics. You're talking about putting
Dog, his lyrics are hard.
Immortal Technique is straight.
I jerk
lyrical.
off inside books and give life to words, leaving concepts stuck together that you probably never heard. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
What does he say?
Some people be hating on that.
He
type
said,
shit,
so put
though.
your hands in the air like you got the heat. Put your hands in the air like you got the heat to your back, and shake your body like a baby born addicted from crack. Like, bro, like, dude, don't even get me started on Tech. Like, that's, dude. I've seen him like 3 or 4 different times. And my favorite time seeing him was over at I seen him at Cervantes with DJ G.I. Joe, and
Yeah.
fucking ran into an old teacher that I used to have in high school. I think Vita probably had her in high school, named Miss Shep. She's fucking hip hop head off the top, dude. Like, she used to give you extra credit at school dances if you came and vibed with her.
That's what's up.
And she was cool as fuck, dude. Straight hip hop head though. Didn't like Wu-Tang Clan though. She's like, you can't dance to that shit. But like, she's famous, dude. Like, you can go back and look at the Westward. She like makes food for all these underground artists that come to Denver. So like Eli and the Grouch, she used to always just like cook up some food for them and take it to the green room for them and always hook them up. So it's like she's known as Shep the hip hop mom. And freaking, but I ran into her at that Immortal Technique concert, dude. He's dope.
Yeah.
He's super dope, man. Like, I don't mean to shift off topics here, but no, he's super dope, man. I think lyrically he's hard, but like if you're looking at like trap and like impact too, like you can't deny like Slim Thug, some of the Swisher House guys. You can't deny like Young Dolph before he got like I don't know. He was on that edge of mainstream to underground. You know,
Dolph was dope. Guaranteed, Dolph was dope.
go back to some old schools. I mean, even like not old school, but like Nipsey Hussle. R.I.P. Like he was still underground a little bit. You go like Mac Dre back in the day. Like Mac Dre was the shit.
Mac Dre was underground too, but unfortunately,
Do you still consider E40 underground?
Big Al.
Big Al, dude. Big Al
Al.
was hard.
Yeah, who did you say?
E40.
Nah, bro, come on.
40 water?
Come on.
He's
40's
still-
a Mount Rushmore, Mount Westmore, bro.
What do you think about that album? You hear that shit?
I haven't honestly. I didn't listen to the whole thing.
It's cool. It's
was-
not bad.
it's all right, but
it's
it's-
like you know what it sounds like?
like
Like
90s,
4 legends got together and made an album.
and they kept it true to like
Yeah.
why we love them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, but I would love to see them get together and make something that's a little bit more current.
Like more of like, well, you gotta listen to it because there's a couple of tracks on there that kind of got like a more current vibe. I think just who they are, like it's hard to listen to Short and him
Yeah.
be anything else besides Too Short. You know what I mean? Like,
Bro, these are the tales, the freaky tales. These are the tales that I tell.
so we had Life Is Too Short.
Yeah,
in the song Cuss Words.
Yeah.
You got in trouble for listening to that shit.
Talk
dude.
about like somebody, right, in the era, in the essence of hip hop, right? Because Short started, I believe, in '83. You can fact check it. I believe like he really started coming out in '83. He probably was out before then, but started coming out in '83. That's well before my time, I'd like to say. By the
April
way.
4th, 1983. God damn it.
But bro, like in the essence of like hip hop, where everybody was, you had your KRS Ones, you know, everybody was that real lyrical.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm not gonna be so lyrical, and I'm just gonna give it to you how I give it to you.
Wow,
and everybody loved it, bro.
He was Oakland.
Yeah.
He was unapologetically Oakland, bro.
But the good thing about Short though too is that he was a little bit of everywhere, because he's traveled so many different places that he was very much Oakland, but he knew what you wanted in other regions too, so it resonated everywhere.
It was like when a lot of them cats on the West Coast were coming to be in the late 80s, early 90s, right? You think about like NWA start. Like they were really against the grain from what hip hop was at the time. Like hip hop was always hip hop, but like right around that same time, you had like Run DMC crossing over with Aerosmith, right, doing their thing. You had the Beastie Boys coming on board. So like hip hop was different. It was it wasn't falling into like a category or like following a line or doing being commercialized or whatever. But it was just different. And then they came in and they ushered in like the whole, like we were talking about earlier, Stone Cold coming in and ushering in the Attitude Era, right? They came in and ushered in a whole different tone. Like that song Cuss Words, man, he's talking about having Nancy Reagan blow him and shit, dude. Like, dude, no one was doing that shit at the time. Like they were completely against the grain. And you got to respect them for that, because that shock value is why I love them today. Like NWA, dude coming in doing what they did, Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre coming in how they did, like that shock value is why we think about them today.
What would be your top West Coast song of all time?
Fuck.
Think about it.
So like, is it have to be about the West Coast, or is it from an artist from the West Coast?
A West Coast artist. Top.
You consider Tupac a West Coast artist?
Yeah.
I mean, he was from the East Coast.
Yeah, but
like if you listen to Me Against the World, you listen to Tupacalypse Now, like especially Tupacalypse Now is heavily Digital Underground influence. Shout out to Digital Underground, Shock G, but that was a big influence on that first album. Me Against the World that's one of my favorite albums, but it had a very non-West Coast vibe to it.
Yeah, but Pac was reborn in the West.
Live and Die in L.A.
Yeah, he was reborn in the West.
He was, though.
But, I mean, I would consider him a West Coast artist.
Me too. It just was, it was a part of the complexity that was Tupac, though, right? Because, like, he had this, like, I've lived on both sides kind of thing. And
got
like,
some historic ones, bro.
Yeah?
I mean, historic ones. Like, you just think about NWA. You think about West Side Connection. You think about.
Oh, you talking about for the songs?
Yeah, I'm just thinking of all the lists. Like, cause I just seen a few on the list that I pulled up, but then that just got me thinking. You got Ice-T, right? And I'm talking about like
Ice-T, Colors,
influential Colors,
yeah.
Colors.
I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking.
and then you got.
You know what? Let's ask the fans real quick, man.
NWA, fuck the police.
Hit us up, DNASportsDenver.com/AskDNA. Chime in on this one, because I know we're going to hear from some folks, because we always hear from folks when it's the hip hop conversation, right? And we love it. We love it. As far as my favorite West Coast song of all time, the greatest West Coast song of all time, God damn, Dom, I hate you for this one. This one's hard, dude.
I'll give you mine.
What you got? You know it already.
I do. And honestly, I could think of some that are like making me go. I keep hearing Tupac in the back of my head, but
me too.
And in all honesty, bro, like Nothing But a G Thing has to probably be one of the best songs ever, bro. Like you can't talk about one of the best albums. 3
to the 4. It introduced us to Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, bro.
It introduced us to Snoop Dogg literally. He walks through the door at the beginning of the video.
Talk about taking over the game and transcending the game to something different. right? Taking on a
Yeah.
whole coast, bro. Snoop,
True.
New York, big city of dreams, but everything in New York ain't always what it seems. Snoop was, bro. Everybody needs to start putting respect on Snoop's name.
Uncle Snoop.
What he has done for the game, nephew.
Uncle Snoop.
Snoop is legit, bro. He's been around for years, and he's taken on some of the GOATs, some of the greatest.
Nothing but a G thing is a really good choice right now, dude. Like I think of like California Love, which like some of the like obvious ones. California Love, Bow Down. You know, those are all like fucking like West Coast classics, like California classics, right? But damn, you did it like that.
You know a good one too, bro. Like, and I'm not from LA, but it's a great song. To live and die in.
Yeah,
LA.
that's a great song. Ain't that?
You know what I mean? Like there was good ones.
It wouldn't
bro.
be LA without Mexicans,
Yeah.
Black Love, Brown Pride in the sets again. Nah, hey, you know what though? You talk West Coast and you just isolated into California. You ain't even think about Posse on Broadway, dude.
Nah,
you ain't think
I
about
thought
Sir
about it.
Mix-a-Lot in Seattle, dude.
I
Like
did think about it.
fucking
My posse's on Broadway.
dude, that's my yo, R.I.P. Uncle Eric. That's Pops, my Uncle Eric, dude. They used to we'd be kicking it, family come over and shit, have some beers, they're playing pool, and the next thing you know, doom, dum, 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 doom, dum, 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 dum.
Bro, we
My
made a
posse's on Broadway.
We made a parody of that song back in the day. Because you know Broadway down here
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
different type of ball game. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
It's the legit
Yo,
The legit
dude, what do you think about E40's remix to Posse on Broadway? Big ballin' with my homies.
The Click was dope.
The Click was dope. All right, I'm sorry.
Slurricane.
I've been beating around the bush on your answer, on your question, dude, but I can't figure it out. So I'm gonna go with my personal favorite West Coast track of all freaking time would probably be. It's gonna be some Tupac, and it's gonna be probably. Fuck, dude, it's not a popular track, but it's probably my favorite one. It's like, it's off of All Eyes on Me.
Great album. Every song you can just play it all.
Dude, I can probably say All Eyes on Me was one of my favorite tracks too. But I would be doing injustice to the album.
Two of America's Most Wanted was a great song too. By the way.
It was nice. My personal favorite is Can't See Me.
Yeah.
You know, he came out. I feel like that should have been the first song on the album. Overall, it was on the first song on the disc too, though. But he came out and was just like, "Yo, you fucking put me with Dre, with his production. Death Row was on the scene. We're about to do it." And that whole album, and this is why I could put that whole album up there. But that whole album changed a lot of West Coast rap, and a lot of rap in general, because it just.
I'm gonna put you on blast again, and I'm throwing another curveball. And I didn't Google it this time. We're just gonna freestyle this
Fucking
one.
freestyling, dude. I'm feeling good. About to finish off this bottle.
Who's the king of the South? Who's the king of the South? And that's including Texas.
Andre fucking 3000. No, that's my favorite. I'll tell you right now, that's my favorite artist out the South. But that's my favorite group
That
overall.
might be your favorite artist of up there.
That's my favorite group. Outkast probably my favorite group here, bro. I don't want to take all the last of this. You finish that off. Outkast is definitely my favorite group of all time. It's hard to go against Wu.
Scarface.
But the King of the South, I think Scarface.
Scarface has to be the king of the South.
Yeah, and long before T.I. called him King of the South, called him South King of the South, Scarface was doing it. Rap a lot, Ghetto Boys, right? Like
T.I.'s done a lot of good things, bro, but he's not the king of the South, bro. His music doesn't transcend like Scarface. It's like I could put some Scarface on right now and rock to a whole album.
Speaking of my playlist, my Get Right playlist.
Like I could listen to some T.I. though too. I ain't gonna cap.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? But Scarface is it's like wine, bro. It ages well.
You know, one of my favorite all time songs by Scarface is My Block.
Yep.
And it's just smooth. Like
it's like a Juicy.
He tells his story, bro. Like
it's like a Juicy of the South.
Yeah. Yeah,
kind of
for
like,
real, straight up.
It's like the Juicy of the South.
Once that song comes on, you vibe with it.
For
You're
real.
kind of like, oh yeah, I know.
You about to get us copyrighted? I don't care.
I mean, I'm about to experiment with what Spotify says is good and not good. And,
Okay, let's
but
see.
you know, but like the video for this song though.
Hey, the Ghetto Boys in general.
Yeah,
Rest in peace,
Bushwick
Bushwick
Bill.
Bill.
Yeah. This video is hard though, bro. But just the storytelling. See, I'm a sucker for storytelling.
It's been the same old thing
On my block.
You either working or you slanging on my block. You had to hustle, 'cause that's how we was raised on my block. And you stayed on your hop until you made you a nut on my block.
See, I think if I talk in between it though, it messes up them copyrights. But I've always been a sucker for like for storytelling music, right? For storytelling hip hop. I think that's why I identify with Immortal Technique so much. It's just because, dog, if you could be lyrical and you could tell me the story, dude, that's even more, right? It's not enough just be trap, but like be lyrical with it. And like in this video, he not only just tell the story, but tell the story of his neighborhood, bro. Like,
Homie, believe me.
yo, shout out to Scarface, man. Definitely king of the South. Let me throw a curveball at you now, since you be over here pitching curveballs and shit like you're in the MLB waiting up for your major league call up. Who's the king of the East Coast, man? Who's the king of New York?
Who, all time?
All
Or right
time.
current?
All time. Who rocks the crown? Who rocks the crown of New York, bro?
That's a sore spot
Since
for
we took this
me.
little path down to where we're at now,
That's a sore spot for me,
Who-
but I don't
who
have
is
to
it?
think Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Yes, Jay-Z.
He certainly has a good freaking
He's the
claim
king,
on that
bro.
shit.
Like I can't knock what he's done, bro. He's the king of the East Coast. Even though I love Biggie, Biggie is my all-time favorite artist ever. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a Biggie guy. But Hove, bro, is just. I mean,
if Tupac and Biggie aren't taken from this world early as fuck, what happens?
I think.
Like, what is hip hop?
I think hip hop.
Because-
hip hop would have grew at a faster pace. I think we would have got to a lot of the mumble rap and what we call mumble rap today. I think we would have got a lot more of that quicker than we did. But I think we would have been a little bit more accepting to it too, because we would have had two of the biggest kind of ushering it in.
Yeah, because people always talk about like, oh, well, Tupac wouldn't do music with them people. Tupac did music with a lot of motherfuckers.
One thing about Pac and Biggie, bro, is they were very versatile.
Yeah.
They could adapt
Notorious
to
Thugs.
whatever, bro. They could adapt to whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and I think both of them would have easily adapted to today's society, and they would have brought in a lot of today's rap. Hey, what about Tekashi getting beat up? Did you see that? On another side note,
Dude, like, why are you going places by yourself when that's you?
hey, you get whatever you put in the game, you get out of the game. Oh, classic. Coach is bringing the classics.
It's unfortunate that he's got to look over his shoulder.
They're dangerous.
But you're
Ain't too
right,
many
though.
Can't bang with us.
Whatever you bring into this motherfucker.
Hey, Bone, bro.
Bone.
Ooh, I got another one for you.
Oh, you gonna go Midwest on it?
No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna ask you another question.
Okay. Well, while this build up, because this song got
Not
the
about the
longest.
genre. You want me to tell you right now?
This song got the longest build up in the history
Okay,
of
so
songs.
think about it right now. The best rap group ever. Best rap group.
I already told you what my shit was, but
You said Outkast.
it is.
Of all time? G-Unit, Bone,
I love Bone. I grew up a big ass Bone fan. Like I had
3-6,
every Bone album, bro.
3-6 Mafia,
Matter of fact, when I was a kid,
UGK.
my mom bought me the Bone Thugs and Art of War.
Did you ever listen to 8 Ball and MJG?
Yeah, of course.
Pimp Hard.
Tennessee,
Pimp
bro.
Hard. Pick
Memphis,
Plush,
Tennessee.
Cadillac, Spick, holding me up.
Yeah, dude.
Straight up, Angel Dust, label us notorious.
Yo, no, I did. I love they bought MJG.
King of the Midwest is Kanye.
You think so? Impact wise, it's hard to.
Common. Twista. Bro, come on. Twista.
Tech Nine.
I don't know.
Bro.
Tech Nine's done a lot. I've never been a Tech Nine fan though,
Out
so
of
I'd probably
nowhere.
hate a little bit more on Tech Nine than anybody. I don't give him as much credit as he deserves, honestly. I'll say that right
Hey,
now.
I'll say this much.
But he's dope.
I'll say this much. I've been to a lot of fucking shows. We open up for a lot of shows. Been to a lot of shows.
Tech Nine puts on a good show.
There's very few that put on the live performance like Tech does.
I definitely agree with you. Tech Nine
Very
puts on
few.
a great show.
But I have to agree with you on Kanye.
I mean, just for what he's done for the game. I'm thinking about what you've done for hip-hop.
I mean, Kanye was producing classics before he was even rapping.
Yeah.
You know, H to the is O, V to the is A.
A lot of your
Fucking
great
City Cry.
Yeah, a lot of your great songs he did.
Yeah. Yeah, he's behind. Wow. Yeah. And how much did he write? How much did he write for people that we
Who
don't
was
know
the
about?
best producer of all time? Another slippery slope. See, we got to write down all
What about
these
Premier?
and just
You
make
like
it
DJ
a whole
Premier?
episode. We got to make it a whole episode. Yeah, Premier's dope.
Premier's hard. And
I
Premier's
like
Premier's
Jazzy Faye.
Dude, Premier's cross. Oh, dude, Jazzy Faye. Yes.
Jazzy Faye, bro. Like, there's so many. Scott Storch. Like, there's so
Yeah.
many.
Storch
like,
had his little run
You gotta
too.
go down the list of them, bro. There's so many. You got.
Premier's still getting it though.
You gotta. Oh, I don't know why. I'm just drawing a blank. He's married to freaking Alicia Keys.
Oh, you talking about fucking Swiss Beats?
Swiss Beats.
Yeah.
Bangers.
Hard.
Bangers.
Late 90s, early 2000s. If Swiss Beats did it, it was a banger.
Bangers, bro.
We talked about the man himself, Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre. We need to come up with
Now, you want to argue impact.
We got to do a whole episode about just top producer, top hip hop artist of all time. We'll put together the rundown right now. Top producers, top hip hop artists of all time. Top R&B song of all time.
Jesus, here we go.
Top R&B producer. Swishahouse.
Talk about Texas.
Michael Watts.
So, bro, funny story about Swishahouse.
Balling in the mix.
I first heard about these brothers when I went out to school out in Missouri. My roommate, shout out to Benny DeRoe. I haven't talked to this dude for a fucking decade, but shout out to that kid. He came to Missouri Valley. He's from Dallas, Texas. And this boy came up with all this Texas music, bro. I'm talking about fucking Swishahouse before I ever heard about Swishahouse. Like, probably like 3 years, 4 years. This is like 2001, right? We think about like Swishahouse really blew up like 2004, 2005, like when they started people started knowing them. Like, who is Mike Jones? Like, this was like Slim Thug. This was like Kiki. This is like back in the day Swishahouse, dude. Michael 5,000 Watts with his Before the Kappa and After the Kappa mixtapes, bro. Shout out to Benny on that one, dude, because that brother used to like bang the music and I'd be like, I'm trying to go to sleep, motherfucker.
And you know what's so dope about like our generation of music that these youngsters will never understand, right? They have all these great artists, but it's been so easy for you to see their whole catalog of music.
Yeah.
When we were younger, bro, you had these dudes hustling out the trunk of their car sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So every mixtape, bro, like if you didn't get a certain mixtape, you might not have got
Dude,
that
the mixtape
mixtape.
was a real thing. Like, it was
the
like,
mixtape there, like if you didn't get a mixtape, bro, you were hoping somebody dubbed it for you because
that's
if
how
they
you
didn't-
learned about new cats,
If
new
they
artists
didn't
all the time.
dub that mixtape, then you're shit out of luck.
Think about all the Machiavelli mixtapes. So a lot of the underground Tupac music that came out. Hit 'em Up came out on. Like,
all these songs that you hear today, a lot of the newer songs, whenever you hear a new Pac, new Biggie, new anything,
was
a lot of
all
that
old
comes from old
mixtape
mixtape
shit.
shit that no one heard.
Exactly. Dude, 50 Cent, when he first came on to do the Who Kid
They
mixtapes.
killed them.
Dude.
That's what I'm saying. My favorite group of all time, bro, I think has to be G Unit. Like, again, we have to talk. I mean, I love Outkast, but I'm talking about like,
I think I just vibe with Outkast more because I related more to that. Like, I wasn't a big
Southern
trapper.
playalistic
Cadillac, funky music.
Nah, they make good music, bro. Like they made good music.
What did he
but
say?
I was more of a.
What do you say? True, I got more fans than the average man, but not enough loot to last me to the end of the week. We live by the beat like you live check to check. So if you don't move your feet, then we don't eat. So we like neck to neck. Like,
See, I'm more of a.
it's
I'm
hard.
more freestyles, killing Sticky and Ja. I'm moving on now. I got bigger fish to fry.
Well,
Bro,
what's the one with 50 Cent where he says, he's talking about riding around heaven trying to find Big and Pac?
hey, bro.
He
So
said, you
many
think you
of those.
die, all of your problems stop. You wake up in hell holding your head, still shot.
You know who slept on? Banks.
Oh, Lloyd Banks was dope.
Lloyd Banks is so slept
Bars,
on.
dude.
Hey, you know what, viewers, if you're listening still and you're still riding with us, shout out to you, bro. You are the day
114
ones.
through
You
Coach
know what I mean?
Dom's
'Cause you
birthday
guys are just
episode.
rocking with us while we're just reminiscing on what we grew up on, essentially, at the end of the day. A lot of old hip-hop, a lot of new hip-hop.
Yeah.
Desperoo. Check out Desperoo by Sue Surf. I'm still going to bang Sue Surf all day long, bro. One of my favorite artists. He has a
Desperoo?
song- Desperoo. That's the name
Desperoo.
of his new album. The whole album is a banger, but he has a song on there that's called I Don't Know Who's Talent. And he basically, there's one bar where he's like, he says something like, that essentially, like, he trusts the ops because they ain't never switched since he let them. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard when people change on you. But
They-
trust the ops because they ain't changed since he met them. Oh, these are bars. Bro, this is one of the best freestyles
know
ever.
what time it is.
It was in
I
my
got
memory.
one of
I
the
had to
top
pull it up.
Heavy bar spitters and a planet next to me. So we're going to get right
Yo,
into
shout out
it,
to
man.
listeners,
See
man. We
you,
appreciate
boy.
you tuning in.
B, what up?
Free
all the
surf.
time.
Hey, free Sue Surf.
Whoa, what happened?
Oh, that voice.
You scared him, bro.
Killed him.
I don't know what you did, Dom. You have technical difficulties.
All them late nights, me and them walls got acquainted. Basquiat with the hammer, plenty pictures I done painted. Them judge read the charges, shit, mama nearly fainted. My hood been Iraq, and bricks like the Navy in the kitchen, whipping gravy, try and get it for the baby. I wouldn't say a name if them motherfuckers paid me. Remember sitting in that cell, Jordan and McGrady. That's 23 and 1, window blocked so I
23
can't
and
see the sun. Push-ups 100 down all the way to 1. Just caught another case.
That's hard. That's a hard bar.
If you know, you
Somebody on the
know.
phone.
Yeah.
She won't let him see his son.
Colorado.
Go ahead with your shit. Go ahead with your list. Them niggas that you think hard, me and them no mix. But everybody banging though, everybody riding. Out of state screaming out blocks, we be sliding. Good on your welcome home if you wasn't screaming free me. Mine on the mill behind that wall, hold up, free me. Tinted Impalas, we probably pile up for the mission. Lord, I know I'm contradicting, but I'm praying that we hit him. Wasn't thinking about his mother before we got him, but we get him. Pray my mama don't never gotta identify a victim. We rap those things. Get some clients if your trap don't bling. My daughter asking what them tattoos mean. Shit, first you feel sad and you feel mad. In the mirror,
got
like what
passion,
if she
bro.
want a nigga like her dad? So I've been trying to chill. I've been focused.
That's
on the
one thing I've always vibed with, like with Tupac. When there's always a Tupac, because that's like in our generation, that's always a debate: Tupac, Biggie, who's greater, who's better. You know what I mean? And that's one reason why I've always gravitated a little bit more to Tupac. And I know you say you're a Biggie guy. Biggie was hard lyrically. Biggie was hard, but like Pac had like this certain
Passion.
bout of passion in
He had
his
that
voice.
passion in his
Like,
voice.
well, not even. I wouldn't even call it. It's just like every.
He had passion, but you know why I fucked with Biggie?
What's that?
Because he had
The hustler.
conviction.
Ooh. I don't know. It's like every lyric
And
of
he's a
Tupac
hustler,
hit.
bro.
Yeah, I mean Biggie was.
10
dope.
crack commandments.
Yo, who? Give me the loot. Give me the loot. I'm a bad man. Give me the loot. Give me the. I was just banging that track the other day. That's on the playlist too, and that was my theme song for our draft, right?
Bro.
But hey, that's one of the hard. That song is slept on.
Yeah, Biggie is for sure top lyricist of all time.
You think the top?
He's one of the top lyricists of all time, in my opinion.
What about what do you think about Jada?
Ooh, he's up there.
Like I know you think he's dope. You don't. Fuck it. Let's go down this path. Top lyricist all time. You're gonna say Biggie?
No, I'm not saying he's the top lyricist.
Okay.
I'm saying he has to be in the conversation.
Who's your top?
Oh, bro, that I will not answer right now.
Are you afraid?
I am. That takes some, so when you're talking about top lyricists, that takes some deciphering. I need to go back and listen and really, really break down who's saying something. You know what I mean? We're talking about substance.
I feel you.
So I don't want to just blurt that out right now, especially off of a couple of glasses
of
of
drinks.
Crown. You know what I'm saying? I can't just blurt that out.
Who-
Not that answer.
Who? So what's one of your favorite? What's your go-to underground? So we started this segment talking underground hip hop artists, underground songs. What's your go-to underground song? What's your go-to track? What?
So
Like if a motherfucker told you, listen, I'm gonna shoot you in your head if you don't give me a track right now that I've never heard of, or of an artist that I wouldn't have heard of.
So I mentioned both these guys already, but there's a album they did together called Blood Cousins, Sue Surf and Mozzie, and it's called Any Second. That song, bro, is fire. And if you don't know, anybody who knows me, Coach Dom, I came through a young path where I was kind of, making a lot of mistakes in life, and I've changed myself as a man, and I've transcended, so I've been through a lot. And there's certain demographic of music that I relate to because I come from the same kind of struggles. So this song, bro, that's that one for me.
Okay.
What about you?
So there's a lot of songs that take me there.
That's the sound of ice and more drink.
It's a song of an empty bottle. There's a lot of songs that take me there. This one song that I would play would be "Caught in the Hustle" by Immortal Technique. Just a great track, man. Talking about growing up in the struggle and being caught up in it, right? And it's like, we figure out ways to get out of it, but sometimes you're just stuck around it, surrounded by the struggle, right? And it's finding that inner beast to rise above it.
Bro, those are kind of the same concepts, really, of the songs.
Yep.
Just different kind of environments, I would say, because Any Second, it's basically talking about, like, at any given time, shit could change. For
Well,
me.
there's a certain
You know what I
lesson.
mean?
There's
So
a
thank
certain
you.
lesson that poverty teaches us, right?
It does.
There's a certain lesson that struggle. I think like was it Langston Hughes that said without no, it's Frederick Douglass. Without struggle there's no progress, right? So I think there's a certain thing that the struggle teaches you, and I think that's why I relate with a lot of these MCs that come from them past that rap about the struggle. I can give a fuck about rapping about the trap and about coming up on some money. I want to understand how you dealt with the struggle, how you dealt with the hard times, how you got through it, right? Like it's more than to tell me. We can all talk about our good times. Who are you in the bad times? Like, how do you get through trials and tribulation? How do you get through the hard times?
And that's what we're judged on, is how we get through those hard times, what we do to bounce back when we make those mistakes or we're down in the dirts. Do we show our true character at those moments? That's what we're truly judged on in life.
Yep. It's true, man. It's true. Well, shit, Dom, before we get out of here,
Curveball?
not a curveball. I just want to leave you, because I'm in control over here,
Okay.
and I get to be in control over here.
Funny how on the block, niggas that kill you for cash.
One little segment. Hold on. Let me rewind this. One little segment. This is that song Caught in the Hustle. And this one always, these particular bars always resonated with me, because we're quick to talk about how we'll murder somebody in the streets and how we'll do somebody in the streets. But we'll never, how many of us will truly rise up to fight for our own protection, our own freedoms, and our own people's struggles, right? So that's why this one always came up to me.
It's funny how on the block, niggas that kill you for cash, but never raise the gun to cry out. Freedom at last, the Cold War is over, but the world is still getting colder. Atlas walking through the projects with the hood on my shoulders. I would like to raise my children to grow to be soldiers, but then a general would decide when their life would be over. So I work hard until my personality split, like the Black Panthers into the Bloods and the Crips. They said I'd never be shit, but now I sit and reminisce like Yeshua Ben Yosef, flipping through Genesis. Ignorance is venomous, and it murders the soul, spreading like a virus, running rampant out of control.
And that's why I always think Immortal Technique is my all-time favorite underground rapper, because his message has always been very against what mainstream allows to happen on radio. And you can have the conversation whether or not certain things are allowed to be put out or allowed to be recorded, but the message of building up the people is always one that seems to be shunned. Whereas the message of let's go party, get fucked up, let's go shoot some shots, let's go trap in the hood, is always the more accepted version of hip hop commercially.
People love drama.
And it's always the most accepted. And I get it, because like it's good party music, but at the same time, like, you know, it's weird how it's ironic, I guess, how certain music is able to get through, and we're always like stuck. Like, how is this not being heard? But at the same time, if the message is aggressive towards the producer of the
message.
And on that note, my brother,
we're out.
It's been a great freaking episode, dude.
Yeah, hey, we're rocking, man. We're driving today.
Coach's Lounge Volume 2, hour 24 into this mug. Seems like it's been a lot longer, but, yo, we appreciate y'all vibing and rocking with us and sticking through with us, because I know it's been a little unorthodox of what we normally do, but we had to come through, rock it with Coach Dom for his birthday real quick, and make sure we have some adult beverages.
Yeah, hey, and make sure you go check out DNASportsDenver.com right now. Book a session, check out a podcast, like a picture, go to our socials. Whatever you got to do, man, just whatever DNA got going on, you should have going on too.
That's right.
And then we have to give a special shout out to Icon Sales and Boxing, Anytime Flood Restoration, Rebel Promotions, Black Sevens, Janice Catering, Lash All Beauty, and again, DNASportsDenver.com.
That's right. Shout out to Cutthroat Barbers and Anglers. Yo, shout out to my boy Zach. He just got a brand new podcast that dropped, so we're gonna push that. We're gonna get him back on here and get AJ back on here. Maybe get something together for the spring. We'll see. But yo, shout out to you. Shout out to the listener. Always tuning in, showing love, giving us likes, pushing this message, man. We appreciate you. Shout out to Coach Dom. Happy birthday, man. We about to ride up out of here. DNA Sports Podcast. We out.
We out.